Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Blaze and welcome back to Agrarian Skies 2. In the last episode, we upgraded our blood magic area. We managed to get access to the Transcendent Blood Orb, as well as the final quest. And that is what we're going to start working on today. We've got a lot of work to do, a lot of items to collect and whatnot. You'll see what I mean here in a moment. I'm going to go ahead and start getting some blood, because why not? So let's just get these guys killed, start collecting all this blood, and yeah. So something happened today with this mod pack that is, well, utterly shocking. So I want to make some things very clear. This pack that we're playing is kind of old. I have a thing for old packs, mostly because they're just mod packs that I've seen before I started playing a long time ago and wanted to finish up. Obviously, we started a very long time ago playing Agrarian Skies. I completed that to the best of the ability that I could, just because of actual technical issues with Minecraft, and then it was obvious to move on to Agrarian Skies 2. Now, the version of Agrarian Skies 2 that I'm playing on came out in 2015, so it's like 4 years old. And there was another version that was released, but it wasn't like it. Whoa. Oh, I just got blindness. Another version was released that was not really a completed version per se. It was like a test version. It was beta, and that came out in 2016. Today, the day that I'm recording this, there was an update to Agrarian Skies 2. Now, I am not going to be installing this update anytime soon. We're going to finish this map and finish this quest book as best we can, because, well, basically it gets rid of, like, everything. It changes a ton of things with the mod pack, and it looks like a complete rework. It's actually considered version 2.0. So, yeah, I don't know if we're going to do that. We might stream it at some point once I get back into streaming. I feel like I always say that. And maybe that's something we can do, but I just kind of want to let you guys know that there is a new version of Agrarian Skies 2 4 years later. It was kind of shocking, because it's not unheard of. Material Energy Hypercube got an update not that long ago that was mostly just bug fixes. Usually when mod pack makers come back to something, it's just to kind of fix something that was never fixed or something like that. It's a game-breaking bug is released or like revealed and whatnot. So it was kind of surprising that it is a complete rework, overhaul. There we go. Of this mod pack. So I might take a look at it and see whether or not it's worth playing. But we're gonna finish this map, and the biggest thing we have to do. So what do we have left? Well, we have the Sky Farm. We'll complete this when we complete the rest of the stuff. Power Grid has a hidden quest that we can't complete, so far as I'm aware. Thaumcraft, we have to go get one more Primordial Pearl. We're going to start setting that up this episode, and then I'll do that off camera. Applied Engineering has something hidden as well, and I believe it's because it was removed. It's easier just to, I don't know, a lot of mod packs don't really like the hardcore questing mode. They tend to favor better questing, and I wonder if it's because of like back end stuff. It's easier to program the quest. I've never actually worked with it, so I don't know. But then we have For the Hoarding and the Cyanite Ingots. So there is still some stuff for us to do. I will try to get the Cyanite Ingots completed before too long. We're going to need a lot of stuff. It's going to take some time. But all in all, that should not be too much of an issue either. So what we're going to do today is kill the skeleton. Light up this. And yeah, so between episodes I did this. I made a chicken farm with a lot of chickens, And we might do some other things, which we'll get to in a little bit because of this. As you can see, I have a list of things on the NEI. So, yeah, we need to work on getting these ocarinas. Now, the ocarina is a pretty complicated thing. Do I need servos anymore? No. I had to fix something. What did I fix? Something wasn't transferring. Oh, right. I put better servos on these guys because they weren't transferring items fast enough. I also went ahead and made some speed upgrades. So we need to install those in this guy just so that he actually goes decently fast. He's got a lot of work to do. So yeah, I've been working pretty hard off camera, trying to figure out what all we're going to need. And I actually made a list. In order to get the ocarina, we don't need the servos anymore. Ocarina. In order to get these ocarinas, we need 100 of these. Sounds pretty terrible. We looked at this a little bit last time, but basically it's an infusion craft which we can automate. As far as I'm aware, that is automatable. I did a little bit of testing and it seems like it's the case. So we need mana and artifacts and then a bunch of Ordo and Aurum. So that's not too bad. We can manage that. We'll go to the artifacts second. So the mana. Each mana is an alchemic chemistry set with feathers and air elements, which are feathers and air runes. Not too difficult, but we're going to need to get a lot of air runes. I'll give you the full numbers once we kind of look at everything. Artifacts are a shape craft, so that's easy enough. With gold coins, which is a crucible craft of gold ingots, easy enough. Demonic ingots, which requires rich slag and blood blocks, which is rotten flesh, and earth elements, which is earth runes covered in liquid emerald. And so the rubies, apparently there's some nether ores of those, but there's also an arcane crafting recipe that requires ender pearls, fire elements, and stone, a bunch of ignis and some ordo, and fire elements are just fire runes that are pulverized, so that's not too bad. Sapphires, which requires more air elements, and mystical blue petals. The air elements require runes of air. We saw that before. And amethyst, which is earth elements, which we saw those before, and feathers. So in order to make everything, we are going to need 600 feathers, 300 wind runes, 100 rich slag, 100 rotten flesh, 200 earth runes, 10 emerald blocks, 100 gold ingots, 400 stone, 400 ender pearls, 100 fire runes, and 100 blue petals. I've started storing all of that here. That's all the ender pearls and everything like that. So, a lot of stuff. Now, before we do any of that, we're going to need to automate like 3 things. We're going to need to automate the infusion altar, we're going to need to automate the runic altar, and the alchemic chemistry sets. We're actually going to make more of those. They're not that hard to make, so but before we do anything else, I want to fly over here, and I want to go to the nether. We're going to look around the nether just a little bit to see if there is any sort of ruby ores. We do have our good armor on, right? Yeah, we're not, like, clicking everything, so, yeah, cool. So, ruby ores. Let's just fly out into, there's a big main room right here. I don't know if we can actually find ruby ores. So that is the question. Do they exist in the nether? There are some things we could, I'm trying to think of if there are ways for us to, like, not summon them, but summon them. There's some redstone. I really don't think I've seen any ruby ores, which is kind of the worst thing. Of all of the crafting, the arcane crafting is going to be the worst, and what we're going to have to do is set up some automation for that. But if there is any ruby ores, obviously it's going to be kind of a challenge to see them anyways, because red on red. But we'll live. So let's just come over here, kill the ghast. Um, yeah, I'm not really seeing anything. Nothing that at least catches my eyes. So let's just assume we're gonna have to automate the process, which honestly it's up. There's some red right there, but that does not look like that is just normal redstone ore. Okay, so hold up. There's something right there. Redstone. Okay. I really do believe that we're not going to find any. So, let's head back. And that'll just be one more thing we'll need to automate. It's not too terrible. I mean, it is, but it's not. It's just a matter of getting a couple of things set up that I've never really done. So, new adventures. And that's what today's episode is going to be all about, is just kind of getting everything set up so that next time we can finish this map, question mark. So, first things first. We need to automate this guy. So, there's a couple of cool things. First of all, we're going to break these flowers. I didn't mean to do that. Let's get an empty hand, just because it's going to be easier. So we'll just throw these all in here for right now. And what we need to do is we need a comparator. So comparator is not too bad to make. And here's something that's really kind of cool. You can actually get a redstone signal off of these. So if we get some redstone, I've never done this before, so warning, I don't entirely know what I'm doing. And let's see, what's the recipe for this? That's a lot of mana steel. We're also going to need to automate mana steel. Probably. Or not. So let's see. We're going to need mana steel. Let's get an interface. How can we do this? Oh man, this is gonna be complicated. And the reason is, actually, all of these runes, I believe, only require 5 items. They're basic runes, so it's mostly wind, water. Do we even need water? No. So it's wind, fire, and earth. So fire, earth, and air. Okay, so none of that. We're gonna need even more feathers. We're gonna make some changes. So let's see. How do we want to do this? We're gonna need to have an open crate. Let's see. Living wood. Let's make like 400 of those. That'll take a little bit of time, but that's fine. So here's an open crate. Now what open crates do is it allows you to drop items directly onto here. And so we're going to want some like cobblestone. Let's grab some cobblestone. And actually, you know what? Let's tell the system to make like 2,000 cobblestone. We have plenty of space and whatnot, so not too much of an issue. So, what do we want to do? We need to place this guy, like here. And then we can use, I believe, an autonomous activator. To smack this with a wand. And we can right-click. First slot only, not sneaking, sure. But we want this to be high signal required. So next thing we're going to need to do is grab our wand and put it in here. So what do we need to do? We need to pipe items one at a time into here. wait a little bit of time. I actually want to improve the mana spreader. Let's see. Can we get an Elven? Should be able to. Let's see. Elven mana spreader. Do we not have Dreamwood? Alright, let's get some Living Wood. And we have one right there, so I guess let's just grab this guy. Open this. Throw those in there. So cool. And we'll break this. Just because in this version of Botania, it is not cost efficient to keep it running all the time. At least because I don't really have much use for it. So, petal. We have a red mana petal. And there we go. Elven mana spreader. So we can make this even better with some other things, but not really much of a reason to. So with that taken care of, we're going to need. Let's see. This will output a certain signal strength whenever it is like it'll output a certain signal strength whenever it has so much whenever it has a certain like level or something. So we'll see what that is here in a moment. So we just need to put items on the top, and we're gonna probably want to get a bunch of iron. Probably gonna need to make a bunch more mana. But honestly, most of this is not too terribly expensive, so not too much of a concern. So let's get something that's easy. We're going to need a lot of air runes, so let's get carpet. Can we use light gray? Haha, we can. Cool. String and feathers. So string and feathers, which I don't really have that much. So that's why I made a whole bunch of chickens. They'll eventually grow up and will give us hopefully a good bit of feathers. So what do we need to do? We need to pipe items into the open crate. And we're probably going to need to have some sort of like okay, so what we want to do, we're going to pipe 5 items in. Once 5 items go in, stop piping, wait for a little bit, and then, do we have like timers and stuff? Yes, we do. Okay. Is there any like, no, of course not. So there is an hourglass. So the hovering hourglass will work. We'll just need some mana glass. That's not too much of an issue. So glass. Let's get like 20 of that. And that should be pretty quick. So we'll just come here. And then what we can do is always put lava here so that these guys will always work. We've already made a hovering hourglass before, so this is nothing too new. So that'll be a good timer. And so what we want to do is we're going to set a timer for how often to put items in here. Now, here is the issue. We need to kind of make sure that this only has certain items in it. And let's see, let's get some repeaters. Repeaters. Really? I need more stone. Let's see. Let's make 1,000 stone. Why not? So we're going to use some repeaters. That should be fine. Oh, yeah, we also have redstone clocks. But that's a little too fast. We want a timer, not a clock. So what we're going to probably want is a hopper to put items into this. And we're going to want transfer nodes. Times 5. And we're going to want some rationing pipes. Hyper rationing pipes. So we have one. Hyper rationing pipes are not too difficult to make. We're just going to need a bunch of buttons. So stone. We're going to need, what, like 12? 12 buttons should be enough. Right? Yes. Okay. So what we can do is, let's get a chest. So this is kind of complicated, and I'm not the best at redstone contraptions, so this is kind of just what I have to do. We're going to put hyper rationing pipes on the other 5 faces of this. And we're going to put more chests. So let's save space. So a secret that I never really knew, once we get all of this stuff set up, so if you put a transfer node, and then you add the hyper rationing pipe inside, it turns it to that. I think we use that over there, but it's a really cool trick that allows you to kind of save space. We did not use that over there. But yeah, I never knew that for the longest time. I don't think it matters anymore because I don't think these are in the game as much, so that's a bummer, but we're also going to put a torch up here just to make sure things are bright. So chest, 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 and chest. And do the same thing again. So all these guys will get both things. And now here is the trickiness. What we need to do is set up a timer so that this hopper is locked for a certain amount of time, and then that's it. We're also going to want to probably I think, let's get another okay, this is how we're gonna do this. I have an idea. We need another autonomous activator. So another autonomous activator should be pretty easy. We just need piston, some 10 gears, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The other thing. Why do I not have 10 gears in here? Let's teach the system how to make that, because why not? So this is one of those things where we're going to need another autonomous activator. So the last step, so once we get the items in here, and we'll get to all of that here soon. If I put a repeat, we're going to need a bunch of repeaters. So let's just get like 2 of them. Sure. Redstone. I did teach the system how to make redstone torches. We have plenty of redstone, so let's make like 2 more. Alright, cool. So let's go ahead, dump those in there. And what we're going to be doing, so we need to have a repeater here set to a slight delay. as well as to here. Set to like no delay. We'll put the other autonomous activator here. So that should activate those. And then what we need to do is we need to lock this guy. For a little bit of time. So let's give ourselves plenty of time. We're going to unlock him and lock him. So I guess we can do something like this and like this. So this should do something kind of cool. So this guy is locked for right now. If we put a bunch of stuff in here, you should see that didn't work. How do we do this then? Because we need to have 3 mana steel in here. And that is the problem. So for the other ones, this works just fine. We can go ahead and just put feathers and all this into these. I guess it's this guy that needs the string. No, that's feathers, carpets. Is it 6 items? Oh no, it is 6 items. Man, this ruins everything. Whoops. Alright, let's take that out. Let's break these 2 things. And I really don't know what to do. So without anything, it's going to constantly do that, which we don't want. So this is why it needs redstone torch. And I think we can just right-click all the items off. Okay, so this is the struggle. We need to drop 3 items. How about we do it the old-fashioned way? Alright, let's take all that out. Let's take these out. And we're going to need some droppers. So this is kind of how I've always done, like, if I wanted to automate the, what is it called? The thing that does the thing. This gets really complicated very quickly. If I want to automate the terrestrial agglomeration plate to make terra steel, what we can do is get droppers. So droppers are pretty easy to make. Let's go ahead and make our autonomous activator, by the way. And 10 gear. Go ahead and teach the system how to make that, so that we can do that whenever we want. So autonomous activator, we're going to need one of these guys. And there we go. So we'll need that for the living rock, which we'll get to soon enough. Now, let's go ahead and put this in here. And let's get rid of this to get some droppers. We're going to need like 6 of these, actually. We're going to need another hyper rationing pipe. So that's buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there we go. We need another transfer node. Okay. So what we can do now is we're going to need to set up something like this. Wrong way. Can we rotate those with the... Cool. So we can get rid of these 2 little areas. Actually, we can't. So we're going to need to do something like this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we put all those like that. And hopper is locked, so that's fine. And just get all these guys facing us. Cool. Now, I believe if we powered redstone, how do we do this? We power redstone like so. Would that work? Let's see, we have this. We should hear a click. If we actually, you know, powered something. So let's see if we power this for a second. Because here's the secret. These two systems are going to be connected. And I know cobblestone looks ugly. But who cares? We'll do something like that for right now. So let's put 6 items in each of these. So here's the wonderful thing about this system. Let's go ahead and put the actual items. And then what I'll do is I'll set up all 6 chests so that we can hyper rationing to each one of them. So what do we have? String. Alright, we just need mana steel in the last 3. And something like that. So if we power this, what should happen is all of it should go down to the base. And let's break that line for right now and that line. I want to see what kind of power we're going to be getting. We put autonomous activator here. Nope, not like that. Rotate it. And this guy will be round robin. Doesn't really matter. Aim level, not sneaking, right click. I think that'll work. And now these both are going to need power. So it's there and there. We'll get them power here soon. And yeah, if we can automate this, honestly, a lot of the rest of the stuff will be pretty easy. In fact, alchemical chemistry sets are really easy to make. So we're going to make like a handful of those so I can automate the other stuff. But that guy is going to get the living rock. Let's just put like 2 stacks in for right now. And we need power lines, so flux ducts. Let's go ahead and make not that many. Let's go make like 40 more. And we have any power over here? Yes, we do. So let's just get this guy hooked up. Literally just need like a couple more pieces. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna have chests like so. Let's see, we're gonna have these chests like basically everywhere. Let's see, can we put one like there? Like that. No, can we put one there? Yes. So then we just do some stuff like this. And everything should line up just fine. Nothing too terrible about this. It's just these two are going to connect there. So we've got to go into a different side. How about the bottom? No, because it will touch the... ooh, this one's going to be tricky. Unless we move this. No, we're going to have to move this stuff. Let's put that there. This guy has to go somewhere else, just so that we can get access to everything. And maybe not putting those two together would be the best option. I don't know. Who cares? That's going to connect to multiple ones. This needs to go. No. Why am I struggling on this? It's a logic problem. It shouldn't be too bad. So let's break this stuff. So we have to do it to another side. So we can do it right here. That will work just fine. Let's just, for right now, let's just put a torch down here. And then this guy can go right like so. Doesn't matter too much. I will put the transfer node stuff into it later. So we're just going to need something like this. Let's make sure that, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, that should be fine. So this guy will get power from that block. Those two will both get power from that block. Those will get powered from... Yep, okay. So that should work. Kind of have to hide that chest, but that's fine. So I was waiting on power lines. Let's see if this can work. If not, I'm going to have to mess with it, and I will kind of bring you guys back in probably in the next episode, because this episode is starting to get longer than I anticipated. Those are empty. I want 40 of those. Please. I just need like 2 right now. And we'll be good to go. So the idea is we're going to have a hourglass here to power all of this stuff. This is going to go periodically. And this is going to be delayed long enough so that these guys will open up, and then so these guys will drop, the hopper will unlock long enough to get all the items onto here. It does its thing, and then we'll be good to go. So hopefully it's automatable, and then we'll need to just collect it with a vacuum hopper. Or something, because I realized a vacuum hopper, we can actually do a, there is a way. Okay, we can use another item node, actually. So let's get power to these guys. And this guy needs to be high. And that should be fine. Okay, so we know at least they work. So now here's the question. If we hovering hourglass, let's just get some soul sand. That's going to take forever. What am I doing? That's what we'll want to do later. But let's just get, since since there's only a little bit, let's get red sand. No, heat sand, normal sand. I believe is 1 second. So let's do like 8 seconds. Why not? Every 8 seconds. Then I'm gonna break this after it toggles once. So did it? It did, but it didn't drop. Maybe we need a repeater here. Let's get some more repeaters. And this is the part that I'm not very good at. So let's get a couple more repeaters. And put one here. 4 ticks. So it's a delay. So once again, is that okay? Got one of the items. Everything else is just sitting there. So we really need to delay this. And that's the issue. So let's see how do I need to delay this? But honestly, I think that'll work otherwise. So let's just pretend that I got all these items. We need to delay this so that this is the part that I'm not good at. We need to delay this long enough so that it will kind of do its thing, and I don't have to worry about like much. So this, delay that. Oh no, I just made a clock. Would that be such a problem? Maybe. Anyways, I'll figure out the redstone stuff. Let's break this clock. Break that as well. So I'll figure out the redstone stuff. That's a little bit less important. Mostly just the idea. So we have 1, 2, 3. Is that not the Rune of Wind? Does it have to? No, it doesn't have to be white carpet. Oh, right, you have to hit it with this. So this needs to get the signal as well. Okay, so I'll figure out the redstone, but I just want to see if this will work. So it starts it, and the power increases as you go. And the power is at 2 once it's ready. So that means if I want this to place and this to smack, power is 1 there, and then so that would work. So that should get the thing, and then this would need a repeater. So I'll have to figure out redstone, but how do I want to do this? Non-autonomous activator. A dropper. or a dispenser. Dispenser would work. Right? Is it a dispenser that I want? Dispenser. I'm really not good at redstone stuff. I need to learn a little bit more. So dispenser, if we put a block in here and give it a redstone signal. Haha, that's what we want. So this is a little bit more vanilla, which basically everything in this mod, Botania, can be automated with vanilla and Botania stuff. Pretty much. So, no, not like that. We'll need to do something like that with that. So that worked, and then it got picked up somewhere, or it fell through. Maybe put a block there. Do something like that. Would that work? Probably. Anyways, let's put the redstone dust back. So it clicked. Just a matter of putting some stuff on there. And right clicking. Does it need to be sneaking? Cool. So that will work, sorta. Let's do something like this. So if I just make some more repeaters, I can do this. Okay, so we have that pretty much figured out. I need to work on the redstone. We need to remember to activate this first. So we'll have to send a line every time it activates. However, the delay, once the hopper is done, once this turns off, well, that's a falling edge. It's going to be a lot of redstone stuff. But that should work relatively well. And then I'll have to figure out the timings and all that kind of fun stuff. So I realize that there's a lot of work left to do with this, but we're going to move on to one other thing that I want to kind of work on. So that's enough stuff. I want to show off that this can be automated as well, just with the item ducts, which we've seen before. So what we'll have to do with this is basically automate the extraction and all that fun stuff. So we'll need to break some of these guys, just so we don't lose, you know, symmetry and all that. And we'll put something like this. We can grab some more chests, and most of this should not be too difficult. So we'll just choose these two because why not? And I believe an autonomous activator will activate the ritual, but I don't have enough stuff to kind of test that. So however it is that we can do that, we will figure that out. I'll have to do the first one manually anyways because of filters, but that'll be fine. So we just put something like this, something like that, and 2 chests on these guys, and that should be easy enough to automate. So just need some filters, some servos and all that kind of stuff on those to get all the infusions. So the only other thing we're going to need to set up, I'm going to make a bunch more of these guys real quick. So we're going to need, like, let's see, how many are we going to need? We're going to need sapphires, amethysts, mana, air elements, and blood blocks. So 5. So let's make 5 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5. And any other orbs. Now, can we make a lot of this stuff? Not fire elements. So air elements can be I think we have enough stuff. So this will be something we're just going to have to automate as well, which is, again, just a matter of, let's just do it right here. Blurred vision, great. Insert extract. Nothing too difficult there. I could put a master blood orb. So for example, again, not that. So what's something that's easy enough? The earth elements. So we can get the earth elements pretty easily. Let's grab our 10 blocks of emeralds and get those smelting up. Apologies for the blurred vision, but we can get these guys smelting up. Let's go ahead and empty out the gold. And just destroy the rest, because I don't really care. And harden. Cool. So we'll get all of the stuff we need with that fairly easily. Again, we can put a chest down. And this is somewhere where the redstone clock is going to come in handy. We can put a chest here. I don't need another chest, but we can actually do a couple more of these things. So we're going to want to disable this and this. Then we'll need just another one here. Put some redstone clocks in those, it'll be fine. And then this will just kind of fill up with emeralds. So with that part taken care of, so that's easy enough. We need some more machines. I can make those. We have pulverizers, we have induction furnaces, we have those over here. What I'll probably want to do is go ahead and make resonant ones so that we can upgrade them. That is easy enough. You guys have seen that before. If you can't tell, I'm kind of getting to the point where a lot of this stuff is going to be kind of off-camera work, because it is a lot of effort. What I might do, though, is I might actually do some editing, set up another system, let it run, and then come back once to kind of go through each step. Because, for example, the infusion crafting is going to require 100 crafts, so that's going to take a long time, and we're going to need a lot of Aurum and Ordo. Don't have much Ordo yet. That's something I'll have to deal with. So the last thing we're going to need is the Arcane Assembler. And this guy, let's see. We have plenty of channels through here. So it's just a matter of, do we have enough channels up here? Yes. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put this guy right here. He can get a set of armor that we can put in there. He's also going to need a scepter. I thought. No, it already has one kind of built in. But in order to use him, we are going to need Thaumanomicon, Energistics. We're going to need to make a knowledge inscriptor. So this gives us knowledge cores, and then we need the inscriptors. So let's go ahead and make those two things. Knowledge inscriptor. So what all do we need? Alright, we need a illumination panel. Doesn't matter what kind, just need one of these. And we need a bookshelf that we smack with a wand. I don't know if those will work, so let's just make some normal planks. And that Thaumonomicon in there. There is the knowledge inscriptor. And then we also need the knowledge cores. So we just need a calculation processor. That'll take just a moment. And basically, we teach the system how to make things with the knowledge core. So the knowledge inscriptor will let us encode recipes, and then the knowledge core will allow us to make stuff. Now, the only other thing we're going to need to do is get a V. Where is it? V replacement. So we need a V relay interface. So that's just another one of those. We can get another V relay. And you know what? Let's actually move this guy right here. And we're going to need to make, let's see, can we go ahead and make that core yet? Certainly can. We're going to need a memory card. Now, does this need to be connected to anything? So we can teach it recipes. The recipe we need to teach it, I'm not quite ready to make. So that's another one of those things of like, we're going to have to do stuff to get to that point. But then we just need to make the V energy relay, which I never wrote down. And P2P tunnel. I don't know if we have any more of those. P2P, no. So can we make one of these guys? It's going to require engineering processor and some fluics. So engineering, that'll take a second, and fluics, make 20 of those. All right, and basically we'll attach that to here, and it should work just fine. But yeah, so that is gonna be, and then we do have balance shards. Yes. So then other than that, we're just gonna have to teach the system how to make a couple different things. Should not be too difficult, but we'll get there. So I'm assuming everything has done its thing, right? Yes. So we should be able to make the P2P tunnel, and then we should be able to make this guy. If I actually click the right one, cool. So there's the V relay. Hook that there. That is not right. Oh, do I even need another one? Or can we just memory card this? I don't know. So save settings. Doesn't seem to be charging, which is something I tend to have issues with. So let's just break all that, because why not? Let's put this back. I don't quite understand how all this is supposed to work, but do this. Can we attach this like so? Certainly can. And yeah, so this thing should go there, and we should start seeing that guy charging. And this guy's charging. Perfect. So, yeah, that'll work just fine. So, with that taken care of, we didn't really need to make the other relay. That's fine. I need to do a lot of work. So, the only other thing that we might end up doing is making featherlight seeds, which is diamond and daisy. That should be pretty easy. Tin those, get a bunch of feathers, because these guys are not giving me nearly enough. And yeah, we'll go from there. So this was a long episode of kind of talking and trying to figure out redstone. Here's the plan. I'm going to focus on this guy. I'm going to get the redstone working, and I will make all of the runes that I'm going to need, a couple hundred. And between episodes, I'm also going to go fight the last dungeon that we need to do, probably go that way. So get this working. I'll bring you guys back in once that's done. We'll get everything else set up, and then I'll kind of, for the last episode, we will kind of take it in parts and make our way to the Ocarina. So it's going to be a lot of work for me, but for you guys, it shouldn't be too bad. So a lot of this stuff is pretty straightforward to do. It's just a matter of getting everything kind of ready. So that's the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!